Hey everybody, it's Drake here from Loosewire Productions, and welcome back to Minecraft. Now yes, this is the second Minecraft episode you guys are getting this week, and I have a couple reasons for that. One, I need to talk to you guys more often, because seriously, every time I announce something to you guys, it immediately changes. So last episode I talked about the fact that I hadn't gotten my letter in the mail, and literally like 10 minutes after I finished recording that, I look in the mailbox, I've got my letter. And it's huge. It's a giant envelope. And I'm like, wow. That's, I mean, like twice in a row. What coincidences. So now I'm going to talk about the fact that I need to win $1 million. And if that could happen in like 10 minutes, that would be stellar. I would love that. No, I'm just kidding. And number two, I was not super happy with last episode. I feel like I wasn't quite on my game. I died like 2 or 3 times, which is really not like me, you know? I'm pretty damn good at this game, so I was like, oh, let's get another episode out. Plus, you guys seem to really enjoy the series. It gets a lot of support, which I'm actually, I'm gonna be honest, a little bit surprised about. I didn't expect this series to get all that much support because it's, you know, so common, really. Like, I mean, I think that's great. That's honestly, I'm very happy about that. Another thing is, I really want to get working on this house again, because I hate it. It looks awful. Like, ugh, I don't even really know what to do with it. I'm kind of thinking about tearing the whole thing down. It looks garbage. But I do love this texture pack. It does look so pretty. One thing I wanted to see is how this stuff looked compared to it. Because, you know, it's a different type of wood. I also want to make a door out of these, because I know that there's different doors. Okay, it is a little bit lighter. I want to maybe make a porch out of that then. Let's make a door real quick and see what that looks like. But yeah, I can't believe how many times I died. It's like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, gosh. I actually got oh, let's see what this door looks like. I got frustrated at myself a little bit, and that's why there was like a random cut in the last episode. I just got frustrated. No, I like the door we have. It's good. We lost our axe. Fuck. Okay, so what are we going to do this episode? We are going to definitely work on our house a little bit. I think we should tear out all of the flooring. And we need some windows, too. Oh, our iron's done. Good, good, good. We are going to make ourselves some armor. I know that's a weird choice for this iron, but seriously, we need some armor. I don't really want to die constantly. That's not like me at all. So, we have got some armor now. And we are going to tear out all of this flooring here. Now, I am pretty stoked, because the letter of acceptance was really kind of more of a formality, but I've already set up, and we're going to be going and looking at apartments here during spring break. So that is just, I mean, things are really moving along, you know. I think that it's crazy, because it's like you go from kind of having nothing figured out to everything kind of coming together all at once, and it's just it's insane. It's a very fast feeling. So that's kind of another reason I wanted to do this today, because I really enjoy my time on here with you guys. I enjoy just kind of talking. It's very therapeutic, you know. Like, I know that we don't have a huge channel by any stretch of the imagination. We have a very, very small channel, but it's nice to get on here and talk and, you know, just work through things in a very, I guess, almost like, how do I put it, like, I don't want to say psych, but like, you know, like therapist, kind of like in a therapeutic kind of way. Very therapeutic, very like, just kind of talking through whatever. And I wanted to open this up to you guys, because you guys can leave any comments you want. I respond to all of them. And I would love nothing more than to have some to talk about on here that you guys are, you know, you guys feel comfortable with me talking about on here, you know? So if you guys ever have anything like that, you know, come to me in the same way that I come to you, honestly. Because it's the least I can do, you know? I can't tell you how much this time means to me. Especially when my life is just absolutely kind of going crazy and sporadic at the moment. There is just so much going on. so much, and I don't really want to bore you with all the details because it's really just growing up and getting life all figured out, which I know everyone has to do, but it doesn't suck any less. It's kind of like puberty. It's a lot like puberty because everyone has to go through puberty, and it sucks for everyone. I don't know anybody who was like, yeah, puberty was the best time of my life. Nobody says that because puberty is awful. It is like, I can't, you're going through all these changes and everyone tries to explain it to you and nobody does a very good job. So, yeah, it's a lot like that. It's actually exactly like that, in all fairness. But what are you going to do, It's got to be done. And, if you don't do this stuff, your life is just going to suck. You to live at home and, you don't ever leave. And, I guess I'm equally as afraid of not getting all this stuff done as I am, if that makes any sense, Both options are equally terrifying. So, yeah, that's what's going on with me. And you guys should be more than welcome to tell me what's going on with you. We can chit-chat. We can cope together. But that's enough of that. So, what should we do? I'm a little bit lost here because it's so like I seriously am like fighting with just I like the shape and I want a porch. I talked about a porch. I think we need to tear the whole thing down, but I don't really want to do that until I get a better design figured out. So let's continue with what we have now, and yeah, we'll continue with this for now. But be forewarned, in a future episode, when I get some better idea in my head, we're probably going to tear this shit down and go with something a bit more pretty, more beautiful. Because I'm just not happy with this house, honestly. I'm not. I'm also not happy with my mining system because it's basically just a hole in the ground that I keep going down into. We're going to need to set up like an actual strip mine, which is, I know that people hate watching those episodes. I hate watching those episodes. But there is nothing I love more than a good strip mining session. Like, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's when you go down and you basically systematically mine a section so that you don't ever see... There's a science to strip mining. Strip mining is not something you just know how to do. It's something that comes to you after years of playing this game because... Honestly, mining is not very interesting, but strip mining, I don't know, it's very calming, I feel. It's, you know what, actually, we're not going to use this kind of wood. We're going to use this kind of wood for the, well, do we want to? I don't know yet. Oh, I didn't even think about, I should use cobble on this house. Seriously, how is that going to look? Is that going to look okay? It'd be a lot stronger. Maybe I'm really at a loss for this house. I don't know why I'm at such a loss for it. It's not coming out the way I want it to or envisioned in my brain. I'm not the best builder, Like a lot of people on here get really good. I gotta admit, I don't think I've ever gotten really good at building on this game. I've never really looked at a creation and been like, oh man, I should post that online or some shit because people are gonna be all over that. No, it doesn't. I've never felt that way about it by any means. But hey, it's fun nevertheless. Are we close? Okay. We actually, you know what? We're gonna need to put this thing up on half blocks if we're gonna, or third blocks if we're gonna take and I totally just took out a wall. I think if I get to sleep, no monsters will kill me. To put a porch in, so we'll have to tear it down either way. Yeah. So this bad boy's coming down. He's coming down right now. He is going to come down. Because otherwise I'm going to keep talking about how much I hate it. And that's not a lot of fun to watch, It's not a fun video to watch, I don't think. No? Okay, come on. I do not want to have to deal with monsters again. Clearly I am not prepared for that. I haven't died that much in this game in years. God. That video, that's why that jump cut was in there. I was getting pissed off. I was like, man, I can't believe I'm dying all this much. So, what is going on in my life right now that I want to talk about? Well, I am taking my final class at community college, and it is human biology. Now, I had to take this class because I was dumb early on and took a science class but didn't take the lab class with it, which is kind of, I mean, it's weird. It's very strange. I didn't need a lab science class, so I'm gonna end up with two science classes but only one lab class. But this class combined the lab class into it, which is honestly the way it should be done anyway. I can't imagine doing it any other way but that, but they do, and it's pretty boring. Honestly, like, it's amazing the human body can do all these things. I don't know why I did that. It's amazing the human body can do all these things, and like that's fascinating. But honestly, I don't care. Like, I know that sounds bad, but like honestly, it's so boring. And maybe it's the teacher. It's probably partially the teacher. You know, like he's a very old guy. He doesn't believe in PowerPoints, which I gotta laugh at because it's like, out of all the things to just choose not to believe in, you know, like, and he says it that way too. I don't believe in PowerPoints, which I always find it funny when people say things like that, because essentially what he's really saying is like PowerPoints don't exist because he doesn't believe in them. What he means is he doesn't believe in using them, which is fine, you know. Hey, whatever. But if you're gonna choose not to use PowerPoints, you've got to have a pretty bomb presence. Like otherwise, you're gonna put people to sleep. And every single day, without fail, he puts people to sleep, including myself from time to time. It is so boring. It is like I mean, and granted, he knows his stuff. He's a brilliant guy. That's the one thing people will try to deter you from going to community college. Honestly, I've done it for quite a while now. Every professor knows their shit. Like, I haven't run into any professors yet that I really felt were just morons. I've run into professors that weren't very nice and such, but I've never run into a professor that I thought just didn't know their stuff. Like, they all know their stuff. It's really just a question of how enthusiastic are they. And what I found is you can really hit or miss on that one, you know? Some of them are just not interesting. And he's one of them, and that's, you know, it's too bad because honestly the class is pretty interesting. You know, it's cool. I mean, there's so much the human body does. We learned today that the liver has over 500 functions, but at the same time, I just couldn't get myself to care. You know, it's like, oh, this is looking much nicer. It's amazing how just a quick material change can really get you going. You know, get you going. Now, oh, oops. But yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough to strike that balance, I'm sure. Yes, this is much nicer. I like this a lot now. Okay, so let's take and make some of these real quick. I want to do a test run real quick because I haven't played with half blocks a whole. They're technically a third of a. Are they a third? No, they're half. You're right. They're half. I'm dumb. Sorry. Half blocks. Now, can I take and set... No, you can't. Okay. So we're not going to do that then. We are going to just... how are we going to do the door? That's kind of hard. We'll have to put some steps. Oh, this will have to be a full block higher. Do I want that? I don't know if I want that way. Yeah, we do. We do. Oh my gosh, this episode is going to be... Wait, do I? Yeah, this episode is going to be entirely me just tearing down this house twice. Wow. Well, we are getting this house figured out, though. We are going to get this house looking bomb. That is kind of the point, isn't it? Oh, wait. Actually, you know what? I don't even have to tear up these blocks. I can leave these. I just have to tear up the inside, basically. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I'd tear up this, too. Yeah, we're going to get this house looking good. That's I guess, you know, hey, there's a price for everything. You know, this episode is just going to be me building, and I was thinking about live streaming some of the strip mining, you know, that way anybody who really wants to watch it can, and if, you know, I didn't cheat any of it in, but at the end of the day, you know, I don't think that should be maybe a whole episode. We'll see. I might do some episodes like that. Somebody's probably interested in watching me do that, but I can't imagine a majority of people are, because it's boring to watch that, and you've got to really be on your game to constantly find new stuff to talk about. I don't know if I'm to that level yet, you know? I don't know if I'm that interesting, you know? I think it would be naive of me to think that I am. Maybe I am, who knows? Maybe. You guys can't tell me I'm not, necessarily. Wait! Yes, you can. If anybody could tell me I'm not that interesting, it was you guys. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no. Yeah. It's a fascinating, just kind of like very difficult level to strike and plus there's so much going on. Like if he wasn't just droning on and on, we probably wouldn't even be through the first chapter yet. Like but at the same time, he really probably could ask more questions, or like, you know, get more like interaction with us, I guess, is kind of probably one of the biggest things that he's missing. It's funny though, because as you get older and as you've taken and gone through countless classes by this point, like God, so many classes, both in high school and in college now, you get to where you do, they have you do reviews, yearly reviews. And a lot of people choose not to do them. I think that's crazy. It is a good idea to do the reviews, because it's the only way that they will know how you feel about the teacher. And you really, the key to it, and I think a lot of people miss this, is to do both good and bad reviews. Because a lot of people only do a review if the teacher was just awful. But really, I mean, you've got to praise good teachers just as much as you kind of ostracize bad ones, really. Like otherwise, you know, you kind of look like you're just a negative person. And I don't think anybody sets out to be a negative person. I'm sure some people do, but that's really not the way to be. You want to be somebody who's kind of fair. And I see a lot of times when people praise ostracize the bad teachers, but don't praise the good ones, and that's not a good place to be in. But hey, you know, do your thing. Everybody does their own thing, and that's okay. There's a Drake song. I'm a huge fan of Drake's music. I know a lot of people hate him, and I really don't know why. He's hilarious. He's so funny, but he's like a rapping comedian, honestly. But so he has this one line that gets me every single time. He says, they they shout my failures but whisper my accomplishments. And I think about that all the time, because if you really pay attention to that, it's so true. It's so true. The media does it. People do it in general. Like, they want to analyze the times that you've really, you know, you haven't come through, but they would never talk about the times that you did, you know? It's just crazy. I had, in high school, we had this thing called the Soaring Hawk Award. And it was a huge award. Like, one teacher, like, okay, so it was like one teacher from every department got picked to, or no. Every teacher got to pick one kid, right? And so it was like they looked it over. This was the biggest award you could get in my high school. Okay? It was huge. Like, they had a giant ceremony. You got out of class. Like, this was the award to win. And it was a huge deal if you won it one time. Because there was, like, over 500 kids in my graduating class. And, you know, there's probably only, like, I think there was, like, 50 or 60 teachers. Like, there wasn't a lot of teachers that got to pick this. And so it was a big deal. It was a huge deal. And so 1/10 of the class every year got the chance, or every semester got the chance to do this. And so I won it 4 times. I won it once. You could only, so I gotta back up here. You could win it sophomore, junior, and senior year. And so I won it sophomore year, and then I won it junior year, and then I won it first semester senior year and second semester senior year. Well, the second time I didn't really keep up on it too good, and the teacher didn't know that I'd won, the class I was in, so she didn't dismiss me. And I thought that I was just going to go there afterward. And so I'm walking through the halls, and I see people with the Soaring Hawk medal on, and I'm like, oh fuck. And I get there, and it's over, and my parents were pissed at me. Oh my god, they were so mad at me because I basically made them look dumb. Like they sat there and waited, and I just didn't show up basically, and they were pissed at me forever. But looking back on that moment, I'm like the only kid ever who's won that award, even like 3 times, let alone 4. And it does make me think of that saying, they whisper. I mean, like I made it the other 3 times. In all fairness, I'm sorry about that one time, but there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know. I would really go through life and try to think about that because the more you do, the more you realize that A, other people do it, but B, you realize that you do it as well. I don't know. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next week.